Do you ever have pain or pinching in the front of your hip right here? Maybe if you bend down and squat really deep, or try to put your socks on and you get this discomfort right in the front here. Sometimes it can come from standing and pivoting and twisting, or maybe you've been sitting for a while, you go to get up and it's hard to get the leg straightened out and it's hard to get some weight onto it, but then you can gradually do that. Well, what I want to do today is I want to talk about the most common causes of why you might have pain or pinching in the front of the hip. I want to talk about things to avoid. I'm going to go through some activities and exercises that you can do to help take some pressure off of that and hopefully do a little treatment to yourself before seeking some medical attention. But I thought it would be important that we take a quick look at some of the anatomy of the hip a little bit so you understand this better. All right, so one of the reasons you can develop some pain, and this is your pelvis and your femur, therefore your hip joint is right here. You can see it's kind of like a ball and socket type of configuration here. Now, one of the reasons you could get a little pinch in the front is because you may have something called a pincer lesion, which could be a little spur like this, so that when you lift the femur up to the side, you can see how it would get pinched right here. All right, so that's a pincer. The other reason you could get some pinching in that front of the hip is if this gully right here is filled in, you can see that it is made so that the socket goes into the gully. But some people don't have this gully and it's filled in a little bit, and this is called a cam lesion. So just imagine this is filled in right there. You can see how this part of the pelvis would strike that a lot faster and cause a real pinch in that area. So those are two reasons why you would have a pinch in the front of the hip. Now, the other reason you could have some discomfort in your hip is an injury to what we call the labrum, which is a little piece of cartilage that comes right down and around here. Sometimes you can tear that cartilage. It can get stuck in the joint and cause you a lot of discomfort in the hip. Now, the last thing, and something I see quite commonly, is arthritis. So basically, what is arthritis? Arthritis is a loss of the nice smooth cartilage in the socket part of your hip and a loss of the nice smooth cartilage on the ball side of your hip. And basically, instead of having two nice smooth surfaces working on each other, you end up having two roughened surfaces, almost like two sponges working on each other, and it's kind of rough. It becomes very inflamed in there. It can cause some swelling and some pressure and a deep ache in the front of your hip. So those are the most common causes of why you could have pain in the front of your hip. Some discomfort, some aching in there, and some pinching. So what I want to do next is I want to do a little demonstration on things you should avoid, exercises that would make this worse, and your everyday activities that could also aggravate this and make it worse. All right, folks, now let's talk about things that we should avoid if you are having a pinch in the front of the hip, if you have arthritis, or maybe it's a pincer lesion or some sort of an impingement causing you pain in the front that may go down the front of your thigh or maybe even go right through that hip a little bit. So anytime you squat really deep, so get down to here like this is going to pinch a lot. So you want to avoid that especially. Now, a lot of people who have pain in that front part of the hip think that they have tightness. And oftentimes it's really not tightness, it's the underlying joint that is giving you that trouble in that area. So what a lot of people try to do is improve their flexibility and end up having more pain after they're done their stretches. So some of the things you really should try to avoid if you're getting this pinch or this pain in the front of your hip would be something called a single knee to chest stretch, which is taking the leg like this and pulling the knee toward your chest. That causes a considerable amount of pinch in the hip and really grinds that ball into the edge of that socket, all right? Another one a lot of people like to do is called a piriformis stretch, like this, or a figure four stretch, where you're taking this part of the knee, pulling it toward you and to the opposite shoulder. And that really grinds that joint and causes quite a bit of pinching in there. So that's something you want to avoid. Another thing you want to avoid is bringing the knee toward you and having the leg go out like this. That is the number one cause of impingement in the front of the hip and irritation, and it's a good sign that you might have arthritis in your hip if you have pain when this occurs right here. All right. The other thing you want to avoid is anything that causes a lot of grinding when you're bearing weight. So you don't want that hip joint to be grinding too much or putting too much pressure while you're pivoting. So taking a couple steps to take your turn instead of just one big pivot on your leg might be a lot healthier and a lot less painful. One other thing that people have a hard time with is understanding why you should avoid what we call a straight leg raise. Now, it's not a bad exercise to do by lifting that leg, but what happens is the muscle in the front drives the femur into that socket and causes an upward pressure that can be quite uncomfortable. And so anytime you do an activity where you're really contracting this muscle hard, such as classic skiing where you're going straight ahead, or maybe snowshoeing where you're having to lift that snowshoe really hard, causes a lot of this upward pressure inside that joint, and that can be painful. Now, it is important to ultimately get that stronger, but I would only work in the range that is comfortable for you, or avoid those activities and don't do it so repetitively or for such a long period of time. So what I want to do now is I want to talk a little bit about some of the activities or exercises that you probably should do if you're having this pinch in the front of your hip or pain in the front of your hip. So one of my favorites is to try to engage the glute muscles back here so that it rolls your pelvis back. Whenever your pelvis is rounded forward or pushed forward like this, it takes the socket. So by strengthening your abdominals, you can turn your pelvis back like this, and strengthening your glutes, you can turn the pelvis back like that. So the first exercise to do is called a bridge, and then back down. 3 sets of 10 to 15 of these. If those are comfortable, then you can make an attempt to do just one leg at a time. That'll really get that muscle activated and turned on, and it stabilizes the really well. Most people who have impingement or hip arthritis can tolerate this exercise really well. All right. The next activity I'd like to do while I'm here actually is going to be just a very simple partial sit-up. Remember, we want this pelvis to go from here to here. And so we can do a partial sit-up like this to strengthen the abdominals, which help hold the pelvis in this posterior or backward rotated position so we get less pinch over here. It's not a full sit-up because we don't want to engage those muscles we were just talking about. We want to engage those abdominals. Arms across the chest, you can put them back here. You're just not going to pull on your head. Your fingertips are just touching each other. And you lift, head goes up toward the ceiling, and you're just crunching. I would do about 3 sets of 10 to 15 of these and really get those abdominals activated. Now, another great exercise is one called the clam shell or clams. You can use a band. Some people go without the band because you'll realize if you've never done this exercise before that it's actually a pretty weak muscle group. We want to get those rotators working a little bit to stabilize you when you're standing a little bit better. And it also takes you out of this impingement position, which occurs when the leg goes past neutral. So you can use a band or go without. Basically what you do is you're in a sideline position like this. The knees are slightly bent. Your hips are just slightly bent a little bit. If you're feeling a pinch in the hips, you can bring them back a little bit more like that. And the idea here is to pull the knees away from each other and keep the ankles on top of each other. Now here's one no-no that you should avoid. A lot of people do this. They roll their body back. We want to avoid rolling. We want to make sure that you put a hand here just to cue yourself and keep your pelvis, keep your abdomen nice and parallel or perpendicular to the floor, and you lift the knee off of the other one. So it's all hip, and you're going to feel a nice little burn right in this area. I would do 10 on one side, I'd flip over and do 10 on the other side. Last exercise I'd like to show you, really simple, is a side lying straight leg raise. So basically, you're going to be putting your body straight. One hand can be over here, and you're going to be lifting the leg straight up. A lot of people like to jackknife over here and bend at the hip and bring the foot forward. That's not good. You want to keep this pelvis rolled forward just a little bit, and then you're going straight up toward the ceiling, leading with the outside of the foot, and getting a nice little burn in this outer glute muscle over here. It's called a sideline straight leg raise. I would do 3 sets of 10 to 15 on each side. If they get a little easy, I might then throw a weight on the ankle and increase that resistance. So there are some simple exercises you can try before seeking medical attention, but if this pain continues to persist, your ability to get up and walk and move and put your socks on and shoes on and things like that, if that gets worse, you really should seek some medical attention. There are other interventions like non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, injections, and if you have a surgical situation, then seeing an orthopedic surgeon to have that fixed would be very appropriate. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Thanks.